Tesla released this new video saying that Giga Shanghai operates a 95% automated production line, enabling a cycle time of less than 40 seconds from taking 2.5 years for the first million cars to be produced. The second million was done in just 12 months. And you can see a timer right here. That's because a new Tesla comes off the Giga Shanghai factory line every 39.6 seconds. That's impressive. This is a pretty important clip from the interview that Elon Musk has just done with Peter Diamandis. Take a listen.
It currently seems as though the amount of compute dedicated to artificial intelligence is increasing by a factor of 10 roughly every 6 months. I recently heard today about a gigawatt class AI compute cluster.
Wow.
That's, I think, it's being built in Kuwait or something to that effect. And it's like 700,000 V100s, which is a couple generations above, 2 generations beyond the H100 that's currently in production. Yep. So this is a staggering amount of compute. And there are many such things. That's just the biggest one I've heard of so far. But there's a 500 megawatt installation happening. There's multiple 100 megawatt installations in the works. It's not even clear to me what you do with that much compute. When you actually add up all human data ever created, you really just run out of things to train on quite quickly.
Here's what I'm taking away from this. We know that data generation is extremely important, but based on what Elon Musk is saying here, it is even more important than we thought before. Currently, at least as of a few months ago, Tesla is limited by compute to improve its full self-driving capability. But it seems like that is going to be solved, and then the biggest bottleneck is going to be data. Do we have enough data? And the thing is, Tesla can quickly generate more data. Tesla's fleet is growing, and it will especially accelerate with the next generation vehicle. One argument against AGI becoming a reality quickly is that if there is not enough data to create AGI, then maybe AGI is not coming all that soon. Perhaps the reason why all of these large language models are making so much progress so quickly is because there's just so much data that these models have not been trained on yet. So anytime you add more data, it just gets better immediately. But if you are out of data and now you rely on generating new data, progress could be quite a bit slower after that. And while Elon Musk says he has never seen anything grow faster than AI, not even close, maybe that growth will slow down. But if it doesn't, and if it just continues as experts expect it to continue, then we should have AGI sometime in the next 10 years, supposedly. And if the forecasts continue to be wrong at the same rate that they have been wrong until now, we might be looking at AGI in 2027, supposedly. That would be really fast. But I'm not really convinced that it is going to happen in just a few years. That sounds a bit too fast. Way too fast to me, actually. And while ChatGPT at first seemed really revolutionary, how often do you actually use it? The main thing that I use it for is just checking my grammar. And occasionally, if I know absolutely nothing about the topic, then I will ask ChatGPT to tell me a few things about it, and then I need to double check if what it is saying is actually true, because often it is really convinced something is true, but then it turns out it is not at all. So my main issue with it is the times when it is so confident and does not even perceive a tiny possibility of being wrong. For example, there is a thing in real estate called a 1031 exchange in the US. I asked ChatGPT, do we have that same thing in Canada here, and was convinced there is such a thing as a 1031 exchange in Canada, but no, my canon says definitely not. A 1031 exchange is one of the reasons why maybe sometime eventually I would want to move to the US, because if, for example, you have a property that's worth 1 million right now, and then eventually it goes to, let's say, 4 million, with a 1031 exchange, you can sell that property. You receive 4 million, then you don't pay capital gain taxes on the 3 million you made as long as you buy another property with that money. You cannot do that here in Canada. So for example, if I no longer believe that the real estate market in the long term will do well here in Vancouver, I cannot just sell all of my property and then move to another city without paying any capital gains tax. Tesla rejects calls for collective wage agreement at Giga Berlin. We are focusing on ourselves in order to find solutions for our employees quickly and without unnecessary escalation, and thus make changes happen significantly faster. Yeah, I remember a few months ago when the strike started in Sweden. A little bit before that, there was a potential escalation in Germany, but then Tesla just increased everyone's wages. Supposedly that had nothing to do with the potential strike. I'm not so convinced though that it had nothing to do with it, but the situation was resolved very quickly, and it seems like something similar is happening here again. If the workers actually just want to make more money, it's very simple. Show that you are worthy of higher pay or that you have other opportunities in another place, and then you will probably make more money at Tesla. I think Tesla's employees unionizing eventually would actually make the employees earn less money because the culture would change, and right now Tesla attracts the best of the best, and with the union you probably will not attract these people anymore, so overall things would be a little bit more difficult. Tesla Model Y praised as emergency services car in France. They don't really specify what they like about it, but they do say that they will buy more Tesla vehicles. Well, they didn't mention Tesla specifically, but they mentioned EV, so I assume it's gonna be Teslas. This is fairly important news. Tesla has dropped the starting price of its 2-hour Megapack commercial energy storage product by $42,500 roughly. I am pretty sure that lower lithium prices have something to do with the price drop, so I don't see any reason to be disappointed by this price drop. And James says, I think we will learn in the next earnings report that energy gross margin will allow Tesla some slack to push the envelope a bit to gain market share in this rapidly growing market. It's been a little while since we have seen reports of new Tesla Megapack installations, but here's a new $140 million Tesla Megapack installation. Drew Baglino, who is a Tesla executive, stopped by to congratulate the local team on the successful installation. The EPA will hold a hearing next week on whether to approve California's plan to require all new vehicles sold in the state by 2035 to be electric or plug-in electric hybrids. They know that the US government is having issues with these instant rebates, point-of-sale rebates in the US for EVs following the launch of a new online portal, and to help industry, the IRS today announced an extension for dealers and sellers of clean vehicles to submit time-of-sale reports for the point-of-sale EV rebate. Basically, their system wasn't working well, so they are giving dealers more time. I remember last year we also had issues with the $7,500 EV tax credit because of the government, so seems like the same thing is repeating itself. Again, that's how effective government is at getting things done. BMW sold a total of 45,000 battery EVs in the US in 2023, so 12.5% of the brand's total sales volume. Not too bad. On my walk to the gym, I keep breathing these fumes that I don't want to breathe. I always thought it's really silly to drive to the gym and then jump on a treadmill for like 10 or 15 minutes to warm up, or just to do cardio when you can just walk or run to the gym. But now that I'm actually trying to do a little bit of cardio on my way to the gym, I really don't like these fumes. I might end up being one of these people that drive to the gym just to go on a treadmill for a little bit.